On a quiet Oregon street, the Parker family believed they'd found their perfect life, except for the chaos of raising two young kids. Enter Claire, warm smile, flawless references, and an uncanny knack for winning over even the shyest child. She fit in instantly, soothing tantrums, organizing chaos, and making the Parkers feel like they'd found their own Mary Poppins. Mrs. Parker, juggling work and home, finally felt she could breathe. Claire became more than a nanny. She was family. The house buzzed with laughter, the scent of cookies, and a sense of calm. The Parkers trusted her completely. Claire remembered every appointment, every detail, every need. She was the anchor in their busy world, but beneath the surface, something subtle began to shift. A faint shadow crept in, unnoticed amid the happiness. Why would anyone look for trouble when everything seemed perfect? The children thrived, the house ran smoothly, and the parents felt secure. Claire was reliable, dependable, trustworthy, or so they thought. The trust they placed in her was absolute, but soon that trust would be tested and shattered. The perfect nanny, it turned out, was hiding a perfect secret. Sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones you welcome with open arms. The Parkers were about to learn that lesson the hard way. Their dream was about to become a nightmare. It started small. A missing mug, misplaced keys. Mrs. Parker blamed stress, but the incidents multiplied. Each time, Claire found the lost item with a gentle smile and a plausible explanation. "You know how kids are," she'd say, planting seeds of doubt. Mrs. Parker began to question her own memory. She started double-checking everything, feeling a constant anxiety. Claire's reassurances, once comforting, now felt like subtle accusations. The unease grew. Was she losing her mind? Her husband dismissed her worries. "You're just tired. Claire's right." Reality felt slippery, and Claire was always there, calm and in control. Mrs. Parker began to suspect Claire was orchestrating the chaos. This was more than forgetfulness. It was gaslighting. Claire wasn't just moving objects, she was dismantling Mrs. Parker's confidence. Every found item reinforced the idea that Mrs. Parker was unreliable. The manipulation was subtle but devastating. Mrs. Parker felt isolated, doubting herself more each day. The trust that once felt unbreakable was now a source of fear. Claire's control was growing and Mrs. Parker's world was shrinking. The perfect nanny was becoming a perfect nightmare, and the worst was yet to come. The oddities escalated. A missing $20 bill, then a cherished necklace. Confronted, Claire looked hurt, blaming the children. But the missing heirloom was the final straw. The Parkers decided Claire had to go. That night they went to bed, hearts heavy with betrayal. But by morning, Claire and her belongings were gone. The house was eerily quiet. A frantic search revealed more. The family laptop, emergency cash, all missing. Claire had vanished, taking not just valuables but the family's sense of safety. The Parkers called the police only to learn Claire's identity was fake. The woman they'd trusted was a ghost. She'd expertly played her role, gained their trust, and disappeared. The realization was chilling. They'd lived with a stranger, a phantom who left them shaken and vulnerable. The perfect nanny had been a perfect con artist. Their home, once a haven, now felt violated. The Parkers were left with questions and a deep sense of loss. The nightmare was real, and it wasn't over. The police uncovered a pattern. Claire had many names, many families. In every state, the story was the same. She'd earn trust, then manipulate and steal. Her victims were always busy, trusting families desperate for help. She preyed on kindness, using gaslighting to break down defenses. Once in control, she'd escalate to theft, then vanish. The financial loss hurt, but the psychological damage was worse. How could they have let her in? How could they have missed the signs? A pawn shop owner's tip finally led to her arrest. She was charged with theft and fraud, but her sentence was short. The emotional wreckage she left behind was never addressed. The Parkers and others struggled to rebuild trust. The story of the perfect nanny is a chilling reminder. Betrayal often comes from those closest to us. Gaslighting can happen anywhere, from anyone. It chips away at your reality, leaving you doubting yourself. The Parkers healed, but never forgot. Sometimes the greatest danger is the one you let in the front door.